So today, acting to me is the place that I honor where I come from, who I am, what I want.
That's the beautiful thing about art for me is feeling, because, unfortunately, a lot of people go through the day without feeling, without being present.
Everybody, welcome to another episode. I got today Juanita and Marlon. Juanita, Marlon, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
They even speak on cue. They're in sync. I'm so excited to have you guys. So first, let's just jump a little bit into your backstory, where you come from. We'll start with you, Juanita.
So I was born in Colombia, and then I moved to the States when I was 12, and then I moved to Miami. And I remember it was like such a cultural shock for me. So I lived in Miami for, let's leave it at many years. And then I moved to New York to do grad school. And then I went to the actor studio, and that's how we met.
Yeah, I was born in Queens, in New York, but I was raised in Long Island. So I come from Long Island. I don't want to shout out Long Island, but so I always wanted to be an actor and be in the arts, but there was no way of doing that over there. There was really no support and nothing. And I studied criminal justice, but I knew I didn't want to do that. And I was getting up to my last year of college. I remember this kid I played with on my soccer team. He was from England, and he always played soccer, and he always did the theater productions in our college. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Why don't I actually start trying to see if I can do acting again? So I reached out to him, and I was like, yo, are you going to do the play this spring? He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I was like, I think I'm going to do it with you. He's like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun. So I did that, and I was like, I think I'm going to go to grad school for acting. And I applied to every single MFA program, and I saved the actor studio last, which is where we met, because that was like my first choice. I was like, I'm going to leave this for last so I can use all the other schools as a practice. And it was the only one I got into.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then we met.
Yeah.
So it was meant to be.
Yeah, I guess so.
What does that feel like? Like, what's the excitement level? What are you thinking? You don't know you're going to meet the love of your life. What's going through you?
To me, it was very interesting because I did my undergrad in theater and performance art. And then after college, I was like, okay, there's no jobs. Let me get to the real world. And I started working in a staffing agency. But I was miserable. When I tell you that I literally went into a depression, it was horrible. And then I went behind everybody's back, even my parents, and I applied here, and it was just like nobody knew, because I'm a strong believer of not telling but showing. I was very proud of myself because I knew I was taking a chance, and I was betting on myself.
Yeah, same. It's weird because I remember when I was in college, the only thing I knew was that I didn't want to go straight into work. I just knew that whatever happens, no matter what, I'm going to still stay in school. I didn't want to go to law school. And like I said, the only thing that was always in the back of my head, no matter, growing up and everything, was acting, because I always wanted to be an actor. So I said, I'm going to take a chance and do this. And I remember my parents were like, no, you got to go to law school, because that was the plan. And then I told them my senior year, I was like, I'm not going to go to law school, I want to go to acting school. And they're like, all right, well, you're just going to waste your life. The rest is history. Now I'm here.
What's it like after the studio? Graduation's over, real world, no more just going to class. Now you meet each other. What do you guys do now?
So for me, that shift was kind of intense a bit, but I was lucky that, we have each other and that we're both actors and we were both able to be like, nope, this is the dream. So we both got to hustle, but, at least we reminded each other every day. And that's,
Like there's a saying in Spanish, es el trabajo no es deshonra. And like whatever job you do, it's a job and you should be proud of it. So we started hustling. Like we were like walking dogs, we were like babysitting, we were like,
theater.
He worked at the movie theater, we were working at everything that came along. And everything, like for me, what helped me was I've always loved to volunteer, to give back to the community. So during school, I volunteer with a non-profit organization. And so it happens, like the stars align, I swear. My last day of class, the lady that runs the organization needed somebody to dog sit her dog. This lady is very big in Broadway. Okay. So I took care of like the dog for the summer, and that's what gave us like the little cushion to like start. And from there on, like honestly, everything has just been like a blessing after another blessing. It's because I personally, like, once again, like any job I have, I'm gonna do it right. So.
I love that. After I did my, conservatory acting and training, it was driving Lyft, it was bartending. I constantly had to be innovative with, and I knew I made a decision no matter what, I'm not gonna quit on this. Are there thoughts for the audience? How many moments did you have where you thought, this ain't gonna work?
It's honestly, and I count this as a blessing. There hasn't been that many, and I'm lucky for that. I'm thankful for that, because for me, of course, we have side jobs that we have to do because we can't live off acting right now. But for me, it's every day is a reminder. It's like, okay, I'm doing this for this reason. I'm doing it because of acting, because I know that this is what I need in order to be able to do acting. And also those moments where I have felt down and I felt like maybe I'm not good enough, maybe, it's not for me. I'm lucky that I've had Juanita by my side throughout this whole time, where it's like, she'll be like, nope, don't think like that. You got this. And it's I guess that back and forth where it's like, when I'm feeling down, she'll remind me and she'll lift me up. And then when she's feeling down, I'm like, no, you got this as well. So I'm lucky that honestly, if I've had that thought, it wouldn't be for so long, because Juanita's always been there to like lift me up in that sense.
I was very depressed back in the day when I wasn't acting, so I had that as a comparison. Yeah. I'm like, okay. And when I started like going down, I was like, Juanita, oh, you rather do, and I can't complain about my day jobs and stuff like that. And it's that idea that I have a point of comparison, and I don't want to go there.
Oh, that's a gem.
I always said like, acting is my baby. Like it's like if it was like my child.
Yeah.
And it's very important.
Yeah. That's a gem. I just want to throw that out to the audience, that when you guys are saying acting, you have committed your life to this and sacrificed so much, and you continue to. What does that mean to you? And we'll go one by one. Acting and performing, and give me what the deep rooted of why you do it.
It's a nature that will keep on evolving, because every day I'm different, right? So I will tell you what acting is to me today. For me, acting today is what quiets my mind. It's the place that for me is like meditation. It's the moment that I get to honor who I am. And it has taken me for a very, very, very long time to be comfortable in my own skin, carrying my stories with pride. So today, acting to me is the place that I honor where I come from, who I am, what I want. To me, like the most perfect creation is the human body. We're perfect. Like we're a beautiful machine. Like that's why like we cannot be recreated. And being able to, as an actor, explore different universes, because everybody's a different universe. Yeah, it's a gift. It's delicious. So that's what I feel about acting, being able to live through other people, but in my own way.
For me now, just being an artist, being creative, it's an outlet to communicate. I get to explore myself every day. I get to, have a point of view. I get to empathize. I get to feel. That's the beautiful thing about art for me, is feeling, because unfortunately, a lot of people go through the day without feeling, without being present. And for me, one of the most important things of being an artist and an actor is being present. And to be able to every day realize what you're feeling and what you're going through, and to be able to put like a name on that, to me it's beautiful, because it's like, all right, I'm feeling sad, or all right, I want to cry, let me cry. To give myself the permission to do that is beautiful. And I think for me, it's why I love art and acting, because it's an outlet to explore all my feelings, explore who I am, explore what I'm feeling today, because every day is different, and also like grow as a person and as a human being, because who I was 2 years ago is not who I am right now. So to be able to notice all that and be able to put that in work, and also to communicate that with others, because everyone is in a different journey. Even though we're all doing what we love, everyone has their own story to tell, and I think that's what I love. Because no matter what, my story is always going to be different than yours. It's always going to be different than hers. And anyone I meet, it's always going to be different. But the fact that I can still communicate when we can still feel and empathize, there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it. It's nothing like
That's
feeling that
medicine.
energy. Yeah.
That's medicine.
Yeah.
Right now, we're married. we're working day jobs, but we're also acting. We were just made members of your dream theater company, right? The Labyrinth Theater Company. What else do we have going on? I mean, that you're comfortable talking about?
So it's really interesting because, like, to go back to what you said, like, I believe that, like, artists get, like, this bad rep because, like, oh, we're lazy. No.
Yeah.
So it's different, yes. I don't go to an office and I don't sit there from 9. In my case, it was from 8 to 6. From 8 to 6, I don't stop working all day. I don't clock out.
Right.
We literally, you know this, as artists, we don't clock out.
Right.
I have 5 different emails because I also work for non-profit organizations and I'm a teaching artist. So I have 5 different emails that I have to be constantly checking.
Right.
So I tell my students all the time this. It's like, maybe you don't have the luxury of leaving your day job, but find something that gives you joy.
Sure.
Life is about joy. Like, we choose to be happy.
Juanita teaches, by the
Yeah.
way, now. So Juanita, you're teaching
I teach acting.
acting.
Literally, I live of acting. Like
High school or
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I run the drama clubs, which is a very different way of running them because it's not like I'm preparing them to go to college for acting, but it's more like finding their own voice.
Sure. You're kind of like the first stop on potentially a journey, but it's not about that. It's about you're introducing something you love and maybe they're going to find a voice. And that's amazing.
Unfortunately, we live in a world that everybody wants to fit in, right? The moment that you really find and you own your own truth and your voice, that's the moment that really, like, that's where the gems are.
And as for me, what I'm doing, I'm pretty much just auditioning right now.
Nice.
You know, being present, living life, enjoying married life.
Yeah.
You know, so just auditioning. We have the Barn series, you know, staying creative, writing. You know, I did some rewrites on a short film that I've been working on. For me, also, like, sports. It's what stimulates my mind, and it's an outlet for me to stay creative. I do boxing, we do Muay Thai, play soccer. You know, anything to just, like, be able to express creativity, because I feel like sports can do that, you know?
Yeah.
It's yourself, putting yourself out there for what you're going to do. So, yeah, just any way to stay creative right now is what I'm doing.
I love it. Guys, I want to thank you for coming on. These are 2 people who knew their dreams. They decided they wanted to be actors. They find acting as a visceral thing deep down, almost a form of therapy, as you could say. And I think that's what a lot of artists that I get to speak to feel. They took the journeys. You know, one came from Miami, one came from Long Island, to one of the most competitive cities in the world and the biggest cities in the world. And they graduated from one of the biggest, most prestigious acting schools in the world, and now are members of one of the city's most prestigious acting companies. So what I'm trying to say is that's a huge success story in their careers and in their personal life. They found a team, they found their own village, they fell in love, they pursued that, and now they're together. They do what it takes to continue living their dream. And to me, that's inspiring. I hope you find that inspiring. I hope you found some gems in here. And remember, no matter where you're at, it's not about where you're going or comparing yourself to other people's stories. It's about looking at what it is you want, staying in that moment, and taking one step forward. And then you're a winner no matter what. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.
You should never stress about the problems you be facing. Everybody in the mud on the struggle trying to make it. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration. I'm finding inspiration, and once I get a hold of it, I'll never get complacent. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration.